sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil 19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the DC Collectibles GameStop exclusive Batman vs. TMNT Batman and Leonardo 2-pack. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So we do get this pretty cool collector-friendly style box for this 2-pack, which I definitely do appreciate. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top does say only at GameStop, 22 pieces, which I'm guessing are the 2 figures and all the accessories included, and also says DC Collectibles. On the bottom says Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman and Leonardo action figure 2-pack, and then here is the bottom of the box with the barcode and blah blah blah, so nobody cares about. Then the top of the box here, and then the one side we do have an image of a turtle show and also who sculpted the figures as well. Then the other side does have the continuation of the window. The back here does have the other figures in the series. These are the only 2 sets that have released as right now, and there's a little bio, so if you would like to read that, you can pause it right now and give it a read. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this 2-pack open to take a closer look at the leader of the Ninja Turtles and the Batman, who actually beat the crap out of all 4 turtles at once, which was a bit disappointing. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and we will take a look at the Batman first, then we'll take a look at Leonardo there. And the Batman figure turned out really nice. Not my favorite character design of Batman. It's actually one I hate very much because he's just so blocky looking. I don't like when they animate Batman like that. But I mean, the figure itself does look really nice. I think DC Collectibles did a pretty good job capturing the likeness of this Batman from the animated movie, and the head sculpt looks pretty good. We do get the longer bat ears, the all-white eyes, and you can see all the black lines all throughout it to give it that cartoony type look. And the paint's pretty clean on it. You can see a little bit of the skin tone did go onto the mask right there on the left side. That's kind of disappointing, but the cape looks dope. And this is by C. Jesman, I believe his name is, or CJ. I'm just going to call him CJ. He's a big cloth cape maker in the toy community, and it turned out really nice. I wish there was bendy wire in it, but I bet DC Collectibles said they didn't want to put bendy wire in it, and the cape pretty much goes all the way out, so there's definitely enough cape span with it. You could do something like that or push it back there, and they did leave it so you could have the option of replacing it with a wired cloth cape, which I will most likely do. In the back of the figure, you get a couple of those lines right there, and we get not like crazy sculpt detail, as you can see there. Just looks like a regular back. And in the front there, the bat symbol I think is a little crooked on mine. It's leaning more towards this side, as you can see right there, but the symbol itself looks pretty good. We get a couple of the black lines around like the rib cage and under the pecs right there and around the midsection. You have to be careful with these figures because plastic or paint rub is definitely going to happen. You can see a little bit on my Batman figure right there and on the legs as well, so be careful articulating these figurines. The arms look pretty good, nice sculpt and paint details you can see there. And then we got these spiky back gloves here. I don't know what they're called, so I'm just going to call them that, and those turned out pretty good. And then we do get the utility belt, which is nothing too crazy. I mean, it's very cartoony, which it's supposed to look like. And then we do get his Batman underwear that he always wears on the outside of his costume when it should be on the inside. And they did add some sculpted wrinkles on it. I think they just did, they did on the back as well. So they did add a little tiny bit of detail on that, which is pretty cool. And then the legs, get a couple of those painted lines on there. Knee joints blend in pretty well. Then the bat boots turned out pretty cool too. And the feet, pretty basic looking. The bottom of them, not too much going on, just a little bit of sculpt detail. So the Batman figure turned out pretty good, just personally for me, not my favorite Batman design. So now let's take a look at Leonardo. And taking a closer look at the leader of the Ninja Turtles, I think DC Collectibles did a much better job so far with the Turtles compared to the Batman family characters. And I like how they did the part of the bandana pieces hanging down the side right there. I think that looks pretty cool. You can't articulate them or anything like that. Well, mine really can. I don't know if anybody else's can. I doubt they can. I think they're just glued in there, but it is a soft, rubbery type plastic, as you can see right there. The mask turned out really nice. I like the all-white eyes, and they did add those black lines all throughout it to give it that cartoony, animated type look. And the head sculpt looks great, man. I think they did a good job with the turtles there. And the front of the shell looks dope. As you can see there, we get his belt as well with the blue piece hanging on there. And we do have a peg hole here because you do peg his katanas and sheaths right into there. Well, these sheaths actually, because they have the peg on them. And then you put the katanas and the sheaths. And the turtle shells, I love the way the turtle shells look. Really, really cool looking. Really dig the way that turned out. And the belts are like a softer rubbery type plastic. I believe they're glued on the front and on the back there. And then the arms turned out pretty good. I just hate the way they did the elbow pads. As you can see, like when you bend the elbow, they stick out like that. I really don't like the way that looks. Pretty ugly looking, but when you have the arm fully extended, it blends in much better. And we get some sculpted wrinkles too around the elbow pad piece right there that's going around the arm. And we do get a few of those black lines here and there throughout the arms as well. And then the legs here, be very careful with yours. As you can see, I damaged mine a little bit from articulation, so really be careful articulating these figures here. And the legs turned out pretty nice. The knee pads blend in much better because they're on a separate piece there. It's not like how the elbow pads are, so they did turn out much better. And the elbow pads and knee pads do look nice too. And the lower legs turned out pretty good. Then we do get the very large turtle feet, which also turned out really nice. On the bottom of them, not too much going on there, but overall, I think DC Collectibles did a pretty dope job with these Batman versus TMNT figures, and I think the detail is definitely one of the better parts to these figures. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Batman and Leonardo are both included with a decent amount of stuff. So we'll start off with Batman first. So with Batman, we do get his Batarang, a Bat Bomb, his grapple gun, and then we do get 2 different grapple hooks along with a piece of pizza. So the Batarang here for Batman looks pretty cool. I do dig the way this looks. It's probably my favorite accessory with Batman. It does have the shape of a bat, as you can see there, and it does have some nice paintwork on it as well. So we do get that, and then I believe this is a Bat Bomb. I could be mistaken though. We do get the bat symbol on that as well. And then I believe that's like the red light that blinks before it's about to explode. That has some nice paint and sculpt detail on that as well. Then we do get his grapple gun here, which isn't one of my favorites, but it does have some nice paint and sculpt detail all throughout it, as you can see there. And it does have a peg hole because the 2 grapple hooks here, we do have the collapsed one and then the open one here. And we do get some nice sculpt detail on it, as you can see, or how it was molded. And I'll just use the one that's open, and all you do is just slide the grapple hook in there. You can put it this way or you can put it that way. Just be careful. I feel like this can break very easily. And then Batman is also included with a piece of pizza, and I think every figure in this series or set will be included with a piece of pizza. And it does look like a animated piece of pizza, as you can see right there. We have some nice paint and sculpt detail all throughout it, so we do get that stuff with Batman. And then he is also included with 8 interchangeable hands. And starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get 2 pairs of gripping hands. We have these ones here, which are a more narrow grip, and then we do have these ones here, which are a more wider grip. And the ones with the wider grip I've been using the grapple gun with. I'm guessing you could use these with the Batarang or maybe the Bat Bomb. And then we do get a pair of gripping hands once again, but we do have a little wedge in between the middle and the ring finger, so you could wedge the Batarang in between them right there. And we get some nice detail throughout all 8 hands, and they are pretty simple to swap out as well. So that is everything included with Batman. Now let's take a look at what's included with Leonardo. His katanas with 2 sheaths that are molded together, and then he is also included with a piece of pizza. So we do get the 2 swords here, which are the same exact swords, and I have a little bit of paint issues on the blades on both of them actually. This one has some black smudge or paint or something on it, and then this one has like a black smudge or something on the cross guard there. So a couple QC issues with the paint, but besides that, everything else looks pretty good on these swords there. I like the silver for the blade there. And then I like the way the handles look and the cross guards. I think that looks pretty cool. And you can sheath these in the sheaths here. And the sheaths turned out pretty nice too. We get some nice paint sculpt detail all throughout it. We have the blue wrapping connecting them right there. And then we do have the peg, which you peg onto the side of Leo's belt, which I will show you how to do in a second. And then Leo is also included with a piece of pizza as well, and it's pretty much the same one we get with Batman. So let me show you how to put the sheaths on Leo's belt right now quickly. And the way you get on Leo's sheaths and sheath his swords is pretty simple. So we do have a little hole on the side of his belt, and all you do is just kind of swivel it back and forth until it's pegged in right there. And then there you go. That's how simple it is to get these sheaths on the belt, and then you could store these swords right in the sheaths as well. But the thing with these, if you tip them upside down, they're going to fall right out. So just be careful of that. So we do get that stuff for Leonardo, and then Leonardo is also included with 6 alternate hands. Then starting on the top here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands, which are meant for the pizza, and of course his swords. And then finally we do get a pair of karate chippity chippity chop chop hands, and I do wish that they included a pair of like open type hands. I think that would have been pretty cool. But we get some very nice detail throughout all 6 hands, and they are also very simple to swap out as well. But anyway, that is all the cool accessories included with Batman and Leonardo. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Batman and Leonardo, to the very top of Leo's head, it looks like he's just shy of 5 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall. Then to the very top of Batman's head, it looks like he's about 6 inches and 3/4 of an inch tall. And they definitely scale really well together because the turtles are shorter, and they were a lot shorter in the animated movie as well. And then here they are compared to the Mezco 112 Silver Knight Batman, the DC Collectibles Batman vs. TMNT Robin, the DC Collectibles Batman vs. TMNT Raphael, and the NECA original movie TMNT Leonardo. And I think these two right here scale well with Batman and Leonardo, which they should. And then here they are compared to the SH Figure Arts Endgame Captain America, the Mafex comic version Venom, the Mezco 112 DX Joker, and the DC Collectibles Icons Harley Quinn. And then here they are compared to the Storm Collectibles Smoke, the SH Figure Arts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here they are compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and we'll take a look at Leonardo first. So the articulation is definitely the weakest point to these figures. Not too happy with how the articulation turned out on these guys here, but we do get a ball bag, I believe, at the neck here. You can get Leonardo to only look up that much and looks down about that much, so really not good forward and back movement. Very slight pivot, which does kind of suck. Then you do get nice swivel there, and then we do get a torso joint, as you can see the cut right there, but you really can't do much with it. I mean, it really just doesn't do anything. I mean, they tried, but you can't really do too much with it. As you can see there, it slightly goes back, really doesn't go forward at all though, so that joint is kind of useless. But it is hard to get a good torso joint when it comes to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure. So the arms here, they do go out to the side 90 degrees, which is definitely decent. They do go up and down. No bicep swivel. You will have to use it at the single jointed elbow that doesn't even hit 90 degrees, so that is a bit disappointing right there. And then you do get the swivel there, and then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so I like that they added these in instead of just giving like a hinge and swivel. So definitely cool that they added those on there. And then for the legs here, Leonardo, without forcing it too much, kicks forward that much. Whoops, that's an issue I do have with Leonardo as well. His legs keep popping off the joints, but you can pop them right back in. God darn it. Leo Schmardo. Let me do it with this leg instead. Let's see here. If you force it a little more, you can almost get it 90 degrees. There we go. Popped off again. You damn bastard. So if you force them too much, they're just going to keep popping off. They only go back just a tiny bit, and Leonardo can actually Jean-Claude Van Damme it, which is definitely good because he is a ninja. Then we do get a little bit of a hip swivel, and then we do get the double jointed knees. I don't know if mine's stuck or it just can't go back any further than that, but they only go back about 90 degrees, which isn't the best. And then the ankles here, they don't swivel. They hinge up a tiny bit, hinge down really well, and then we do get a really nice ankle pivot with the turtles here. So definitely like the ankle movement with these figures. Just wish there was some swivel, a bit more swivel in there. So that's the articulation for Leonardo. Now let's take a look at Batman's articulation. And now for the movement of the Dark Knight here, he pretty much has the same type of movement as Leonardo. So with the head, he really does not look up at all, and doesn't really look down too much. Really bad forward and back movement with these figures on their heads, but he does have better neck pivot, and then it does swivel as well. And then we do get a torso and a waist joint with Batman. So the torso joint can crunch forward that much, goes back a decent amount, but you do see a ugly gap there. I believe it's on a barbell type joint, so you can like shift it forward and back, as you can see. Then we do get a little bit of pivot there, which is pretty darn good, and then it does swivel as well. The waist here really doesn't go forward and back at all, really doesn't pivot at all, but you do get swivel there, so you get better swivel at the waist compared to the torso there. Then the arms here, they do go out to the side, just shy of 90 degrees. They do go up and down. No bicep swivel. You will have to use it at the very, very hindered elbow joint. I mean, his is worse than Leonardo's. That's really, really bad elbow articulation. Definitely not happy about that. Then we do get the swivel there. And then we do have the ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges. Where's the hinge? There it is. Back and forth. Then for the legs here, the crotch piece is a softer, rubbery type plastic, but the more you rub it up on the underwear piece, it's gonna keep damaging the paint on the legs. I don't really care anymore. I'd rather get the articulation out of it, but Batman can kick forward about that much, which is pretty sad. Doesn't really go back too much. Better than Leonardo's. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it, and Batman almost can because he is also a ninja. And then we do get just a little bit of a hip swivel there. We do have the double jointed knees that do bend back a lot further than Leonardo's. And then for the ankles here, they don't really swivel, just a tiny bit, as you can see. They hinge up just a little bit, hinge down really well, and then you do get a very nice ankle pivot. But the ankle pivot on these figures, as you can see, it goes outward the more you pivot the pivot, and the more you pivot the pivot. And I don't like that at all. The Marvel Legends do that too. That's why I don't really like them that much as well. So don't like that the ankle pivot does that, but I'm glad they have ankle pivots. So overall, like I said, the articulation is definitely the weakest aspect to these figures, and you're not going to be able to get them in too many awesome poses, but I'm going to show you what type of poses you can get them into right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the DC Collectibles GameStop exclusive Batman vs. TMNT Batman and Leonardo. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this set with detail, I'd give it an even 8. Articulation, I'd give it a low score of a 5.5. And accessories, I'd have to give it an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this set, you can only get it at GameStop since it is a GameStop exclusive, but you can get your other figures and collectibles from Agelessgeeks.com. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. So we do the one right there in the front of the box. On the top to say only at Target. Whoops, that's GameStop. Damn it. For this 2-pack here, which I definitely appreciate. So I'm guessing which are the 2 figures and all the accessories. Over here says DC Collectibles on the bottom. It says Badabadoo and Badabadabee. Let's get this 2-pack open and take a close look at both the leaders of both their groups. These are the only 2 sets that have released as of right now, and there's a little bio right as of right. And these are the only, as of right now, baby. Damn it. And the DC Collectibles Batman vs. TMNT Robin, the Beach Wow. Welcome back on Wokuwa. The SH Figure Arts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mif. And Leonardo, Leonardo. Action figure 2-pack. Then here is the bottom of the box, and goddammit, here comes an ambulance ruining my video. Thank you. Or a cop.